Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to focus on just one word, tackle.
Just one, but it's a good one.
It really is. We got some great stuff here from a word study, and it kind of shows how even words we use all the time have these hidden layers.
Mm.
So our mission, basically, is to unpack the history and, all the little nuances of tackle. Ready?
Absolutely. Let's do it. It's fascinating how far back it actually goes.
Right.
Yeah. The sources trace tackle back to Middle English tackle and even Middle Dutch tackle.
Right.
And originally it was all about gear, equipment,
Equipment.
like tools.
Exactly. Specifically for ships, ropes, pulleys, all that stuff needed to actually sail the thing, the physical tools for the job.
Ah, okay. The rigging and gear. Makes sense. And it's interesting, isn't it, that it's sort of a fundamental word, like not really built from prefixes or suffixes.
Yeah, just kind of develop.
So now we mainly use it, what, two ways? As a verb to deal with something directly, and then the noun for equipment still, but also that sports move. Right. The verb is where it gets really interesting, I think, to confront directly.
Yeah, and how does that actually differ from other words we might use? That's where the nuance comes in.
Definitely. So let's compare it. What about address? You can address a problem.
You can, but it feels maybe more formal or just the first step, like you're acknowledging it, but maybe not diving in yet.
Exactly. Tackling feels much more active, more hands-on. Did this study mention where each one tends to pop up more?
Good question. It kind of hinted that address shows up more in, official reports, formal settings,
Yeah.
whereas tackle is more for news headlines about efforts being made or just everyday talk about getting stuff done.
Okay. Yeah, that fits. What about handle? How does
Yeah.
that compare?
Ooh, good one. Handle feels gentler, maybe, like managing something carefully.
Yeah, I agree. Handle suggests maybe a bit more control, perhaps finesse. You handle a delicate situation or handle customer complaints.
Right. Whereas tackle has this more, robust feel,
Yeah.
energetic. It's less about careful management.
And more about actually overcoming it, getting stuck in.
So handle is guiding, tackle is like going straight at it. Okay. Then there's confront. That one feels a bit different too.
Yeah, confront often carries a stronger emotional charge, doesn't it? Maybe more aggression, or at least a direct face-to-face challenge.
Like confronting a person.
Precisely. Confronting a person often implies potential conflict. Tackling a problem, while it's direct, seems more focused on the task or the issue itself.
Less about the adversary, more about the challenge.
Exactly.
Okay, so these differences are subtle, but they're definitely there. How does this play out in just regular life? The sources had some everyday examples, right?
They did. Things like, finally tackling that huge pile of laundry.
Yeah, we've all been there. That's definitely direct engagement with the task.
Or tackling homework, maybe fixing a clogged drain. It's that direct problem-solving action.
And it applies to bigger things too, right? Like tackling a fear, say, of public speaking.
Absolutely. It works for the personal battles just as much as the bigger societal issues you see in the news.
Yeah, like governments planning to tackle climate change.
Or police tackling crime, schools tackling absenteeism.
Right. It's the same core idea that direct, often energetic effort across all these different scales.
It's really versatile. And maybe, if you think back to the origins...
The ship's gear.
Yeah. Maybe that original sense of having the right tools and applying them directly to the task. Maybe that's still kind of echoing in how we use the word now.
That's an interesting thought. It's not just facing it, but actively using resources to deal with it.
Right. Actively engaging to get a result.
Okay, so summing up then. Tackle. It's got this history tied to actual physical equipment, and it's evolved into this word meaning direct, pretty energetic engagement with a problem or task.
And it's got a different feel, a different intensity than just addressing something or handling it or even confronting it.
Definitely.
Which leads us to a final thought for you listening. Think about the challenges you face in your own life. Do you tend to address them or handle them?
Yeah.
Or do you really tackle them? Maybe what is that little difference in the word you might use?
Yeah.
What does that say about your own mindset, your approach?
Yeah. Someone to chew on. How do you tackle things?
Oh.
Interesting question.